Why, hello. Welcome to the dining room at our Mentor farm, the most colorful room in the house, and the most liveliest room on the night that my father was elected the 20th President of the United States. What a sight it was. My mother and I were the only two women in attendance, with a room filled with 22 men, as we served them oysters, ham and champagne, duck. It was delicious. The room was so happy and filled with joy and excitement. I was so proud to be there. I think back to my times as a teenager where my father would come home as he worked so many hours. And we'd sit around the table and he would play question-answer games with us. I know it sounds silly, but it was so much fun. He would ask, "Who wrote Ring of the Wild Bells?" And we would shout out, "Tennyson!" Or he'd quiz us on maybe a word that was spelled incorrectly. It just made dinner time so special. I miss hearing his voice. The foods were so delicious. Steak, pork chops, ham, corn from the farm, corn fritters, canned fruits, vegetables. Oh, could you tell I love food? Now, with those fond memories of food, I think back to my mother's famous potato bread. I still have her recipe. And my father's delicious squirrel soup. And my favorite, hand-churned ice cream on Sundays. Oh, what a glorious time we had. Of course, not every memory in my mind is happy. I do recall a time writing in my journal of a quite embarrassing moment I had with my brothers and my grandfather. The next night, I journaled about that very instance. Here it is, August 26th, 1882. I do make much mistakes and display in such a way that I am made the victim of much teasing. Last night at supper, Grandpa was trying to think of some English poet who had died lately. So I thought, now is the time to show the boys what I know. But I got no further when I said, "Emerson," they burst into laughter. Such is the fate of an ignoramus. This is how I lived my teenage years, worried about being smart enough, good enough. Reflecting back now that I am grown with children of my own, I just see it as silly. Everything has a way of working out. I wish somehow when I was younger, I could have known that. I do thank you for stopping by, and I hope that you have time to visit the other rooms in the house.